What's going on, everyone? I wanted to do a full review on the Jean Paul Gaultier Male Elixir and just compare it with some of the other ones that we have come to love on the Jean Paul Gaultier line. So I got some of those with me today. As you all know, I did a first impressions video of this one right here. I mentioned in my initial impression how great the presentation was and is. Gold bottle, kind of a bronze, and it's actually see-through, so you can actually see the level of the juice inside of here. And the pin, which I pulled off, but it does have its pin on it, signature pin. And the Elixir, I really do like it. It really is nice. They did a wonderful job. It still stays within the Jean Paul Gaultier type of fragrance, so it does keep true to that. But it opens up with this, of course, the lavender, like most of them have, but it has this mint accord, so it gives it a nice freshness to it. Because I was wondering, why would you put this out in the summer months, because it seems like more of a fall scent, and I still think it leans more fall and winter. But with that said, I do believe that this, you could pull this off summer nights. Very, very nice. It has that freshness that you look for in the summer, but then, and it does have the usual vanilla as it dries down. It has a benzoin accord in there, which is a sweet, rich vanilla type accord there. But then what separates this from maybe the Male Le Parfum, which I'll talk about in a second, it has this a honey note in there. This and the honey note I mentioned, it kind of reminds me of graham cracker crust. It's not overly sweet. I know I just mentioned like a graham cracker crust baking in the oven, which is just really a beautiful note, but it's not overly sweet, right? I wouldn't call this a just too cloying or just too much, right? It's just enough where it's rich and it's inviting and it's warm as it dries down. So they did a wonderful job. It has the tonka, it has the I have a tobacco note in there, but mainly you get that honey, tonka, vanilla, that benzoin, those oriental type of accords as it dries down. But that opening freshness, like some people might think it's just a fresh scent when it opens up, but it has that lavender mixed in there, and then it starts to dry down. 10-15 minutes in, it begins that dry down and you get that usual vanilla. So wonderful job. Get your nose on it if you can get it. It's kind of hard to get right now because of the, it's overseas. It hasn't opened up really in the States. But if you find a lot of people are selling on eBay, and they're up in the price a bit, so you'll get it maybe from $125 to $150, which is not too bad considering how much people have anticipated this line. But they did a good job. And then when you compare it with Male Le Parfum, I like the black bottle, has a pin in there as well. And this one, of course, opens up with the itemizers are all going to be good. I mean, this is Jean Paul Gaultier. What do you expect? And it just has that beautiful lavender and cardamom. And of course, this one goes a different direction in that it goes into this iris accord. So you have the iris in there. It has the oriental notes, kind of similar to the Elixir, where it goes into these resins and the ambery. But I'd say that the Male Le Parfum is a lot more of the ambers and the resins and the just that toffee caramel, rich incense, a lot more spice in the Male Le Parfum. The Male Le Parfum is really more for the winter and fall, even more so maybe even than Elixir in my opinion. But this is another one you can wear on summer nights. cool summer nights, this is date night, you could definitely pull that off. But now if you're looking for something to go more, to wear more towards the in the summer, and just especially if you're in areas where it's really, really hot, of course, you have Le Beau. This is Le Beau right here. Another nice bottle, of course, has the usual pin. And this one right here, it, you know, I just actually recently acquired this one. It is so perfect for the summer. This is perfect for the summer. Man, you going out, going to the beach, just going on vacation. It kind of makes you feel like vacation vibe, beach vibe, but definitely a summer scent. It opens up with, it really just has three notes in it. You know, the bergamot, and it doesn't waste any time. It's not a bergamot blast. It opens up with the bergamot and it goes right into this coconut accord, which just really makes you think you're on vacation. And then as it dries down, you'll get into the tonka, and you'll get into the tonka, which is the vanilla, kind of a nutty vanilla, you know, almond type of accord. As it gets into the dry down, it is a nice scent. This is the EDT. You will not be disappointed. Get your nose on this right here. This will run you about I'd say $70 to $90, depending on where you buy it at, and I'll leave some links below where you can find out where you can buy that. And then, you know, the original, I don't know what my pin is on this one, but this is Le Male. This is the original, the one that came out in the 90s. I think it came out in 1995. So that's when this one came out, and I still have a good amount in there. This is my introduction into fragrances, right? I mean, I think I got this when I started wearing this when I was in high school. It was all I had. It was the only thing I knew, and it was perfect. So it's definitely one that, you know, younger, you know, your 20s, even teens, I'm letting you know this is the right one. I wore this in college, and it was good then too. Lavender and the mint are in this one as well. It has the cardamom and the bergamot all as it opens up and it gets into the mids. You'll get a little bit of this orange accord, maybe a little. Then as it starts to get into the dry down, you'll get into the cinnamon and the vanilla, the tonka and the ambers. It's just the woods. It just is a great blend. And this was when fragrances this was like the first fougere, amber fougere, modern amber fougere right here. This was a transition from, you know, the fragrances of yesteryear, as we began to get into a new world of fragrances. That's what I would say this one brought us into. Beautiful fragrance, one of a kind. I'll always have this in my collection, and it's one that from time to time, you can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong with this fragrance. So get your nose on if you haven't. Le Male, the 1995 version. And then I don't have the only other one. This one will run you $50 to $80. It depends on the size you're going to get. I don't have the Ultra Male. I didn't get into that one. I think that one came out around 2015. So I haven't got my nose. I have some clones of that, but I haven't got my nose. That one's a little bit more sweet, little almost maybe too sweet for some. So keep that in mind if you're looking at Ultra Male. So that's my review of the Jean Paul Gaultier lines, at least the ones that I have. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you like the content, like, subscribe, leave some comments. Positive comments, you know, are always welcome. And I'll catch you on the next video. This is Marvin, preaching sense.